Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another great episode of Bahrain Now, your source of local initiatives, happenings, talents, and trends. I'm your host, Bara Abdallah, here to walk you through our exciting lineup of segments and personalities from around Bahrain. So don't go away, we'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, life is too short to skip the cake, and especially when the cake tastes really good. We're happy to be joined by Hatem Mun'im from Yalla Cake. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, dear. How are you?
I'm good.
Great.
It's like going through your Instagram account and I'm seeing some phenomenal work. And I'm like, this is not a normal cake.
Yeah,
like they look
exactly.
so good, I just don't want to eat them.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
oh my God, they're just beautiful.
Yeah,
The way you
exactly.
do them, I'm sure there's a lot of science behind it as well. But tell us more
True.
about Yalla Cake.
Sure. First of all, I would like to thank you, Bara, for this
It's a
kind
pleasure.
invitation, and also to thank Mr. George Middleton, the chairman of Red House Marketing, to recommend us to sponsor us and to be a partner of Yalla Cake as well.
Wow.
Yeah. The story is like, as they say, that it's a piece of cake. It wasn't a piece of cake at all.
It was not a piece of
It's a
cake at
piece
all.
of cake, but it's not a piece
It was
of
an
cake.
entire
actually.
cake.
Yeah, exactly. So we started like, I think it's as I remember, the first post on Instagram was in 1st of September 2014.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, actually the story starts from Nancy's end, to be honest, not from
Okay.
my side.
Okay.
And Nancy came actually Nancy came, followed me after like 3 months. I came to Bahrain in 2012.
All right.
As you know, she's a housewife, and as you know, the housewife, how they feel bored,
Okay.
doing nothing but waiting husband to be back home, and you know what? And actually, I try to find something to help her, to assist on find something to fill her day and make her busy.
Okay.
Actually, before Nancy's being an artist or a sugar artist, as they call it,
Sugar artist, I love
sugar
that.
artist, yeah.
Okay.
She was into different related fields of arts as well,
Okay.
like bridal veil design she was in,
All right.
and also she was doing portrait drawing.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's all about art, okay?
Nice.
And we end up by we start to focus on the sugar art. Actually, we have like some hint about that, we like small discussion, but she wasn't expect that I will make it like a real, or I will help her to be a real business.
Interesting.
One day I was walking around in Adliya.
Okay.
I saw a shop, a small shop,
Right.
selling cake suppliers and cake accessories and ingredients, tools. So I tried to get inside. I picked some
Okay.
stuff, and I surprised her one day.
All right.
And she was really surprised, and she that surprise make her, it's like a push to I'm pushing her in this field.
Wow.
Yeah, true, and that's what happened. That's the beginning. Actually, we stayed like for 5 years as a home business,
Okay.
and you know, day after day, the circle of the friends became bigger and bigger, and
Amazing.
we realized that time that we can depend on that as commercial business,
Okay.
and we
Okay.
did. We did actually in 2020. Yeah, 2020. We
Amazing.
already. Yeah, the 1st of January. Yeah, that's the.
Okay.
Actually, as we are already in September now.
Right.
So it will turn the next January, the coming January, it will turn 2 years as a commercial business, and
Wow.
and 8 years, 8 or 7,
Okay.
it depends, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a full
So
experience
it's
on
your
Bahrain.
anniversary right now?
Say again.
Is it your anniversary right now?
It's the coming January,
Oh,
inshallah.
great.
Yeah, yeah.
Great. I love that. That's a very interesting story. So for 5 years, it was a home business.
Exactly.
And just getting it done at home, your friends and the circle of your friends, and you get more popular by the year. But what kept you going? It's like apparently sometimes even for 5 years, it's a long period. But
Yeah.
I'm sure you had some challenges.
Yeah.
So what were the challenges?
Actually, the challenge, the first was the fund.
Right.
Yeah. and also some official, no, not official, some legal points that in that sector we cannot own it alone. So that's why I tried to find a partner to share, to convince. Actually, he was Mr. George, and he supported a lot with that. Yeah,
amazing.
And we start already to open the CR and the shop as a commercial and like a real business.
Amazing. Well, big shout out to Mr. George.
Yeah,
he's awesome. He's definitely
really,
a great man.
Yeah.
Now, with that, we're going a little bit further with the story, and that's it. Alhamdulillah, you have your own CR, you get your own business going on, people know of you. The thing is that I'm sure your cakes taste so good. We're going to give it a try later on. But what really caught our attention is the design.
Sorry?
What caught our attention is the design itself.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, it's not a normal design.
Exactly.
It's not at all. Like there's like, I'm sure you did some studies, some background. Let us know more about your designs.
Sure. Actually, both of us, me and her, we came from academic art study.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a fine arts bachelor in Cairo, and I am art education bachelor in Cairo as well. So both of us have the same background. We know how to figure, we know how to sculpture, we know how to match colors. So this all helps us a lot on doing the business nice and to make people wow. The cake, yeah, alhamdulillah. She's really nice, she's very talented, and I think people like her work actually. I'm also doing as well, I'm doing my hand as well sometimes when I have time, but you know, my focus is in digital art, social media marketing and business management entirely, but she's into the design. She's focused on design more.
So right now you're more of the business, the admin work, she's more of the design and the art. It's more fun, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I came in 2012. I'm an art advisor. I'm a digital and multimedia designer. Right. You can say it like that. And I think that's helped her a lot to make the business looks professional from the first post we posted in 2014. Right. So I think this also supported. See, the Yalla Cake story is like an ideal example of integration of marketing and arts. So together, we like 50-50, really 50-50, we support each other like that.
Amazing. I love that. I love the story. I mean, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
Now, pretty much with having the background and all that taking place.
Hey, a small surprise from Yalla Cake to our talented presenter, Bara Abdullah.
He's freezed, خلاص.
What is going on here?
That's the surprise of Yalla Cake.
Well, thank you, Waleed. Thank you, Bahrain Now. They even got the same movement.
Exactly.
The same shirt.
See, that's the point. That's the point. We study before we design. Right? The same, even the chair.
The same chair?
Yeah.
It's like even.
It's your hand, yeah.
What?
I YouTubed you, by the way.
I'm sure you did.
I did.
Even the same color of the glasses.
It's a copy of you.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you, members of Bahrain Now.
Please.
All of you guys, thank you so much. I mean, like, what?
I can feel you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This has been, I mean, the cake, oh my God.
I cannot, at the beginning, I cannot ask you, do you like the chocolate or vanilla? But the second surprise will be fine when you cut it.
When I cut it?
Yeah, it's a part, like 50-50 of half and half, chocolate and vanilla as well.
Oh my God.
So you can eat whatever you like.
I'm like.
Yeah. You like it? Okay.
Do I like it? I love it.
I will share.
But I'm like, it's right now. I'm looking at myself. It's like an inception.
Yeah.
It's like a mirror. I'm like, even this.
I know they position it for the camera, but I will give you so you can see.
Oh my God! Hi, Bara. Look at this. Oh my God!
And that's what one of the most important points of Yalla Cake work is that we analyze the actually, you know, most of the time the mother given a
I'm
brief.
Sorry, my attention right now is.
No, it's fine.
This is too good, but this is amazing. I mean, what's like I can only imagine the amount of work you would put on something like bara.
Yeah, it's a design. It's an art. You know, we need to see first. We need to study. We need to analyze how you stand, what's your character, how is your body and the figure. Actually, this is the physiognomy I was talking about, which is the facial expressions, which we are in Yalla Cake. I think we are specialized, compared to others. We are focused on the showing the character and the face as it is on the real.
Well, this is how I sit, that's for sure. How do you do this? It's like, so, no, you've been watching YouTube, right? You've been watching the episodes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for watching, first of all. I appreciate that.
I will, by the way, I wasn't follow, but I will follow from now on.
Oh, please.
I will.
It's just like, so you analyze the character, which is myself.
Not only from one angle, many angles.
Many angles.
Yeah, and how he looks when you're standing, when you sitting, how the environment, how the chair is, how the color of that as well. So this is how designer is doing.
But this is how Yalla Cake does it, actually.
Inshallah, yeah.
Physiognomy, that's the word?
Yeah, it's another word of the face, the facial expressions.
Okay.
How the facial and actually I have if you go for the Instagram, if you take a tour in our Instagram, you will find many zoom shots on the face, and actually we highlight that we are able to highlight the face and how it looks like on the real end.
I don't know how you do this. I really don't. It's like I am still blown away. But how detailed. He looks thinner than me, by the way.
Really?
He looks thinner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that. I mean, you're giving me hope that actually can be as good as the physiognomy me on a cake. I don't know, how do I taste? Am I edible?
Everything is edible. Everything, even the print, even the message, everything here needs to be edible. Unless it's like some wooden sticks inside as a support, so you can.
I don't know, man. How?
Just.
It's like wow, everybody's gonna eat me later on in goodwill. In goodwill. I can only, even the chair. I'm like everything. The hands. The shoes look better, that's for sure. You got it spot on. You and Nancy, you're amazing artists.
She's Nancy, actually. Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Big shout out to her.
Thank you
big thanks to her. And big thanks to Bahrain Now.
Thank
you guys are unbelievable.
Also, one thing in Yalla Cake, when you have a business and when you have a customers, you don't want them to go outside, and if you don't have the variety and the many products you can offer. So in Yalla Cake we offering pastry cake.
Okay.
As you can see, this is a pastry cake. We call it pastry cake, and we call this one a design cake or a creative cake. So we have both actually. In the pastry, mainly we are focused on the design. We are specialized on that way or that style of cake. But as well as that, we also doing this one, the pastry cakes. So we have in the pastry we have a certain menu. We have a certain list of cakes. We are not doing something different than this. But you know what? If I invest more on that or focus more on that, I will be not good as we are now on the.
No, please stay with that. This is too good.
Yeah.
Too good.
Thank you so much.
You guys are unbelievable. You're amazing. You work so hard, and you keep the customers always happy. I mean, whether it's on WhatsApp 7 days a week, you do a lot.
Yeah.
So with this amazing talent and surprise, any last words to your viewers?
Actually, I want to say first of all, Nancy, she's the key person of that business.
Okay.
And also I need to say that in Yalla Cake you can find many things, not only design cake. You can have also a pastry collection. If you go for our story on or just the Instagram feed posts, you can find the list of pastry cakes, not only design cake and creative cake is unlimited.
Right.
We have many designs. We cannot even fix a price or a certain designs.
Okay.
It's very open it's a customized cake. I cannot judge what is in your brain. You have a son and you want to surprise him with a football cake. So just brief me and give me a picture, high resolution of his picture, so I can figure him.
I can't even still like fathom how crazy this is.
And also you like the taste, inshallah.
I'm sure. I mean, I'm not sure how it will taste, but okay, we gotta give that a try today.
Inshallah.
The
Yeah.
taste of bara, huh?
Yeah.
On Bahrain Now. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
the
you, dear.
amazing surprise.
you,
And
dear.
again, thank you, team, for being an awesome team.
Thank you so much.
And I will definitely have to pay a visit. to Yalla
Inshallah,
Cake.
please. Yeah,
It's
we'll
been
be
a
happy
great
with that.
pleasure having you with us here on
Yeah.
Bahrain Now.
Yeah. Thank you so much, dear. Thank
Pleasure.
you. Thanks.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, crazy surprise. Again, special thanks goes to Yalla Cake and to the team members of Bahrain Now for the amazing surprise. Yalla Cake really gave us a good yalla right here on Bahrain Now. Ladies and gentlemen, thinking of starting up your own business, willing to create your own brand? It takes more to it than just coming up with a great marketing strategy or a unique logo nowadays. We're here to think deeper, get personal, and address the actual keys of success and stay motivated as an individual and as a business owner. Well, here with us is Muhammad Awad, brand and communication therapist, content creator, and a coach who is here to run us through his own experience and knowledge in the field. Well, Muhammad, how are you?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you for letting me be a guest today.
Definitely.
It's an amazing feeling, I guess. And you know, there's this. I was just thinking when I was driving my car all over here,
Yeah?
and I was like, I remember when I was a kid,
Okay.
we used to have channel 44, channel
Right.
55.
Oh, yes.
You know?
Yes.
So I remember I was with my brother and my dad, and I was like, we will never be on this TV channel. No way I will ever be in the local channel.
Really?
Yeah. So I guess this is how life is, right?
It's crazy, right? How
Yeah,
things
yeah.
do
This is how
change a
life
lot.
is.
And now, I mean, that's what happened. But let alone a guy who's actually presenting on the channel itself. That's a different story altogether.
Yeah, yeah.
But now, speaking of that, you're the one, pretty much, you're the star here. Seeing your content
Yeah.
and what you've been doing, and I've seen you in the market for such a long time.
Yeah.
The way you just been, like I would say, the transitions you've been through. There's a lot going on. So, to the audience, who is Muhammad Awad?
Okay, cool. So Mohammed, I'm just a normal person. Like you see me everywhere, malls, roads, everywhere, wherever I am. But Mohammed Awad, as a brief, basically, I'm a brand and communication therapist.
Okay.
Why using the word therapy in my business is because I love to work with people.
Okay.
I'm more of a people's person, and
Right.
even myself, like I have 2 YouTube channels.
Oh, wow.
One is one is called Unleashed by Mohammed Awad, and the other one, which I just started just less than a year ago, Unleashed by Mohammed Awad business side.
Okay.
So the first one is motivation, inspiration. So when I started that 3 years ago, I always talk about people's life experiences, about struggles, about depression, about
Right.
about success stories, about failures. So these are the topics I usually talk about. So when I started doing that, I really got in touch with a lot of people.
Okay.
People contacted me, thank you for
Yeah.
this video, this really inspired me,
Yeah, thank
it
you,
changed
for
my
reals,
life. Thank
definitely.
you. I appreciate it. Because I have more than 15 years experience in brand and communication and advertising industry, and I said to myself, why can't I bring this personal touch to everything that I'm doing towards business? And it was special because when people ask me, so what do you do exactly? I don't tell my Mohammed Awad brand and communication therapist. What I tell them is basically I help people and organizations to be noticed, to be consistent
Okay.
through brand and communication integration.
Huh.
That's how I do things.
Okay.
So basically, I go really deep in any company. Basically, when I work with a company, I go deep on a personal level.
Okay.
I talk to the owners. I talk
Right.
to the people who are in charge, the management. I understand the laborers who are working with there, or the salespeople. I understand what are their issues.
Every aspect.
Every
Just go
aspect,
in,
every
right? You
aspect.
dissect and you diagnose everything.
Exactly. So right now, basically, I'm working in a detergent manufacturing company.
Okay.
So it's called United Chemical Technology. So I'm the chief marketing and operations officer over there.
Okay.
So I will just give you one small example.
Please.
So I was working there as a consultant for 3 months.
Okay.
And when they saw the change that was happening in the organization,
They
were like, hey, listen, you know what? This is the contract. Please,
just hop in.
Just hop in full
Yeah.
time, and that's it, right? So, like, just 2 days ago, I called one of the laborers. I was like, he wanted something. I was like, come here. I was talking to him in Hindi because I know 4 languages. One of them is Hindi because I was in Indian school.
Okay.
So,
Right. Awesome.
so I know Hindi a little bit.
Okay.
You know, I try my best.
It helps.
It helps, right?
helps.
It helps to connect with
Right.
people.
Right.
Again, it
totally.
helps to connect people.
Totally.
So he sat down. I was like, his name is Aqil. So I was like, Aqil, tell me about yourself
In Hindi.
in Hindi.
Okay.
Tumhara naam kya? You know, all that stuff in Hindi. You know.
Right.
So I was telling me about yourself. I want to know more about you. Where do you live? Imagine these people who like work in this field, especially the laborers. Nobody talks to them. Everything is orders. Everything is business. Everything is
Right.
do this, do
Right.
that.
Right. Right.
So I started asking him, so where are you from? So I switched on my laptop. I was like, tell me your town. Where are you town? So Google, and is this your place? He was like,
Wow,
yeah.
man, you went deep with
I
it.
went really deep. How many brothers you have? How many sisters you have? How many this one? How old are they? So why are you in Bahrain? Why do you work? What is your goals? What is your ambition?
Man, wow.
And this is what I do. And now this person, every day when he sees me, he smiles. Understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So this is what I tried. I tried to go deeper with the management, deeper with the CEO. I asked the CEO or the chairman the questions. Why have you recruited me? What is your pain?
Interesting.
You know, when you have a pain, right?
Right,
The first thing you go to a doctor, right? The first thing you go to a doctor. A lot of agencies, especially because my brand was brand and advertising.
Right.
And the branding and advertising industry has a very bad reputation when it comes towards the client side.
Right. Right.
And the reason is most of these agencies, not all, again, guys, not all.
Well,
I'm saying most, okay? I don't want to get a backlash because I know a lot of people in this industry,
You're good,
right?
man. You're good.
They look at things at the external side and the contract side, and that's it.
Okay.
Hey, listen, I need a campaign. Okay, what's your campaign about? Pam, 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 and that's it. And then let's release this campaign. Let's do a really cool design. And what happens? Boom, you get a lot of calls. I just saw your campaign. I want this, I want that, and that's it. And we are done. My job was to create a campaign for you to get calls. It is your problem if you get the business or not. It's not my problem.
Okay.
So what happens? Again, coming back,
They create a bad experience.
bad
right?
experience, the bad experience, what happens? For example, for the past 2-3 days, I have been checking out from some few cars because I'm getting like offers on Instagram.
Right.
Like, I will not name some of these
sure.
agencies. Hey, listen, I want to come pass by your place, this is my phone number, please contact me. Or on Instagram. Or I want a couple of showrooms.
Okay.
I need to, this is my business, contact me. Out of 5 showrooms, only 1 showroom contacted me.
Huh.
Now the question is, all the other 4 showrooms, they spend money on advertisement. They spend money on Instagram ads. They did campaigns. I send them the message that this is my phone number, this is my email address. Please contact me.
And nobody bothered to call
Nobody
back.
bothered to contact you. You know what is the mistake? That's where I come in. Because when I work with companies, I don't start direct doing marketing and advertising with them. I first fix their operations. Understand what I'm trying to say over here? I look at the operation, I'll be like, okay, if you spend $1,000 in advertising, is your team capable of contacting the customers? Is your team capable of presenting your product and services? Is your company capable of giving information real time?
Right.
Fix your operations, fix what you have, fix all your issues, and then, like for example, right now in United Chemical Technology, I'm there right now. I'm fixing operations right now. I'm not doing any marketing, zero marketing.
Amazing.
The only marketing right now I'm training the sales team how to get new customers, new clients, but no advertisement.
It's like what you're doing right now. It's like when you started, it's like you romanced your way in first.
Exactly.
Get the relationships all going.
Exactly.
Because like you're spending time with the people, you get to know who they are first,
Yes.
understand the culture of the place,
Yes.
and that makes your life way easier
Of
to know
course.
how to fix it.
When the
Brilliant.
labor is happy, he will make sure that your product is well produced.
He cares.
And when a product goes to the customer is happy. But if the labor is not happy, he will not take care of the stickers, of the cap, or whatever, the end product, whatever.
Right, that's
So
it.
what happens when the product goes in the market? There is a leakage, the sticker's coming off, or something is a problem. So that's the problem. So you have to always start from the bottom, clean what is there in the bottom, and go on the top level.
I love that.
So that's how I do things.
Thing is, there is a title that you brought with you right now as well. I went online and went a little bit too medical with it.
Yeah.
What is a communication therapist?
Again, I go really deep to a personal level
that
with
pretty
every
much is,
person in the
okay.
company, even the chairman. For example, if the chairman is not doing a good job, I'll be like, listen, you should stop working over here. Get the CEO, go travel. You don't need to work over here anymore.
Whoa.
This is how blunt I am with all my customers. If you don't stop coming here or you don't change your attitude, you will never move forward. You don't need to pay me anymore. I will just leave. You don't need me anymore.
Therapist.
That's
Get
how
it.
I work.
Get it.
So from operations to the management to the labor staff, whoever the sales, that's how it works. And everything is personal level, by the way. Everything is personal. That's it. I understand what are their problems, what are the issues. Is it salaries? Is the problem with these issues with the team over there? Is it family issues? Do they have
Right.
family issues?
Right.
Why do you have these family issues? Why they are in Bahrain? Why did they came all over from whatever country they are from? What are their goals? What are their ambitions? And then I train them. If you need to reach where you want to be, I have to train you. You need to do this. You need to be more proactive. You need to, and I promise you, in the 6 months down the line, you will get an increase in salary. You will
Amazing.
get it, and that's
Amazing.
how I work with them. It's not, nothing is all about advertisement and cool logos and all. Everybody can do logos. Today you
Right.
can go on canva.com and I want logo, one click and it's for free.
Fiverr.com, please. in 2 days.
Fiverr.com and all. It's easy. It's easy to do that. But what's not easy is to connect with people. That's the problem. People don't have time for that.
You know, the moment I knew you're gonna be on TV with me, I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm just gonna listen. I knew I didn't have to throw any kind of question because I'm just gonna
Yeah.
listen here to an actual valuable lesson. Because what you've been through is not something you can learn maybe
Yeah.
in college or
No,
anywhere.
no,
that
no,
was
no, no.
pure life experience. 15 years of
Exactly.
just grinding and hustling for you to come up with this formula that only you can perform because it's Muhammad dealing with it, not anybody else.
And I guess it's more about personal level, who you are.
right.
And again, what you just said was exactly right. It's not about what is your education, where you studied, whatever. I think it's more about your DNA, how you were bought, how you were disciplined, how you were raised, who was your family. It all makes a difference.
Right.
It all makes a difference of who you are. For example, yourself. I know you for a long time. You were doing a couple of MCs
The
and
loud
all,
guy on stage.
Comic-Con, all that stuff. You are who you are is because I'm sure it's because of who your parents are, or your family, or your community, or your friends. You wouldn't be who you are right now, sitting over there, if you didn't have those people around you.
You're giving me a counseling session right now.
Yeah,
I love that.
So that's how we are. That's how we are. And
Okay.
and I'll be honest with you, like who I am today is because of my depression that I had many years ago. I had depression and I went through a lot a couple of years ago, a lot.
Right.
And because of that, I realized this is not who I am. I need to change. If I don't change right now, I will never move on in life.
Okay.
So I started like reading books. I started like studying. I started going. I'm meeting new friends. And I became Muhammad Awad, who I am today.
Amazing.
It just need to push yourself. And a lot of people have this issue. They don't focus far away.
Right.
Everyone over here, unfortunately, especially the businesses over here, many businesses that I've seen that I worked, they always think about now, what I can do and what I can make. They cannot. Let me give you an example. When you drive a car, all right, you have the traffic light, which is red traffic light.
Right.
All right. So there are two lanes. There is one long lane, and there's one short lane.
Okay.
The short lane has a huge truck, but the long lane has 10 cars,
Okay.
like say SUVs and sedan.
Pretty much.
So when you drive, you'll be like, okay, you have to do fast calculation. If I go behind those two trucks over there, I will not reach sooner to my destination because
Right.
when they
They'll
accelerate,
drive
they are
slow.
slow. Let me go over here. So sometimes what happens, even if you are here, maybe those two trucks are faster, but the probability of you being right is 90%.
Probability. Right.
Understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Even in business, a lot of people do this mistake. When they start a business, especially startups, they don't think about beyond 5 years, 10 years down the line.
Right.
They are so excited, I need to do this. I
to
did this
happen
mistake.
now.
Guys, I did this mistake. I started a business for 3 years. I spent so much money over there. I put a lot of investment in it. I lost all my money. And then I realized, I was like, you know what? I'm not an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. I need to work within a company. I need to be a consultant.
Right.
Sometimes people need to be self-aware about who they are.
What they are, what they are capable of. Muhammad, we cannot have enough of you. One talk is not enough.
We need 2-3 days.
We
for
need
this.
like just an episode, just you.
Yeah.
Today's episode is only Muhammad.
It's Muhammad,
For the next three segments, it's only gonna be about him. Now, if you're gonna leave us with few last words to me and to the viewers of Bahrain Now, what would that be?
Okay.
Wow, there's a lot to say, huh?
There's a lot to say.
Like, give me one golden phrase.
I guess people over here need to learn more about being self-aware about themselves, who they are, what they are trying to achieve, where they want to be in the future. Number 2 is try to learn to build your communication skills. Because even if you have degrees, even if you are educated, even if you work in the best companies in the world, if you don't know how to communicate, it's very tough for you to move forward.
Right.
And I've noticed this a lot in locally over here, unfortunately. Communication is very important, very important.
Right.
And number 3, I guess empathy. I really believe in empathy, you know?
Okay.
Thinking about others. Don't, like, you know, there is a saying, like, what you seek for yourself, you seek for others.
Right.
And I really believe in that. And I wish everyone have always the same thinking. Whatever you seek for yourself in life, you want to be happy, you want to grow, you want to be successful, always seek it for others, because that's how you will be successful in business, in your marriage, in your life, in your family, with your friends.
Right.
That's how I see things.
And we seek nothing but the best for you.
Exactly, everyone.
Thank you
definitely.
so much for being here and giving us a beautiful, positive enlightenment here on Bahrain Now.
And thank you for, inviting me over here.
Oh, it's not going to be the last time. There's
Definitely.
more to talk about. Definitely. Pleasure.
Definitely.
Pleasure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, communication, super important. To know more about that, do follow Muhammad Awad on his Instagram accounts, as we're going to share them right here on Bahrain Now. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, the next guest, on a personal level, I am lost with words of how can I even present the next legend, who is a son of a legend, inherited in art and creativity. A lot of people see him as the definite person who changed the artistic scene in Bahrain, and some see him as a national treasure. Ladies and gentlemen, he got involved in 3D World, and he is renowned around the world. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, with us tonight is Mr. Khalid Al-Mharragi.
Habibi, thank you very much for having me. It's a great pleasure being here. It's nice talking to you. I hope I can answer anything that you have here.
Well, honestly, we just want to hear your story, because right now we are with a legend,
Habibi,
son of a legend himself,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Abdullah Al-Mharragi. It is crazy to see how things change. I don't know if you know this, but you raised an entire generation in Bahrain.
That's so nice to hear. Thank you. I need to know these stories.
Oh, you have changed a lot of people.
Habibi.
Like, I still remember
I'm
me
happy.
and a friend of mine, we opened up a 3D company a long time ago, Muhammad Sagar.
Okay, yes. Yeah,
So every time we just like, Khalid. It's like we were like fanboys, right?
Habibi.
And then what we do is, like, every now and then we go to your website, Mharragi Studios, and see, like, is there any new work going on? Anything happening here? And your architecture work, your character design, the animation, all of that, we learned so much. Not only me, but you were the talk, not only Bahrain, but the entire world.
Habibi,
So
thank
proud
you.
to be with you right now.
Thank you, brother.
On air right here on Bahrain Now. It's crazy.
Pleasure
to
is
be
mine.
legend.
Pleasure is mine, and I'm so happy to hear all of this. The stuff. Actually, now I feel good. I want to talk more. So, just go on, shoot whatever you want to ask me.
Like,
man.
with a lot of positivity your way and all that. Because seriously, what you've done, we see what's happening with the art world. But if I would ask you something right now, what got you into the digital world? You have everything going on. Your legendary father has been out there, in different newspapers and different work. But then there's something happened. You said, I want to go to a digital world.
Yes.
What made you do that?
It's very strange because I never thought I would get into the digital world. It was not a focus of mine. It was just there. I don't know if it's at the right place at the right time, but even when I was in school, you know, the marketing, you know, part of what I had to do is I either chose to be a traditional painter or the digital, or sorry, just the common advertising and marketing.
Right.
And right under advertising and marketing, the regular stuff such as the Photoshop, the you know, the Adobe Illustrator. At that time, we had the Cork Express and all these old packages, freehand. So basically, I was forced to start to understand and accept the digital world. As a matter of fact, I remember Photoshop. It took me around, I would say, 5 months in school to accept that this could be a tool.
Interesting.
I wasn't accepting it. It looked too fake for me at the time. I couldn't realize it. I was still doing airbrush painting. The airbrush painting at that time was like the thing in the US when I was there. It's almost like the digital world of painting.
Right.
Not many people were doing it. It was mainly in Japan. So then when I got into Photoshop, and then I saw it, at that time most of the people are just using it for just editing images. It was very rare that they use it for painting, but within time, I mean, I do have a few pieces that I've done before, you know, just using it on a mouse. And,
Wow.
And then it looked okay at the time. I remember there was a shark image, and you know, I wish I brought it to share it. So that was, I think, at 92 or 95, something like that.
Wow, man.
Yeah, it was version 1.
I mean,
Photoshop did not have layers.
when it was free at that time, right?
It wasn't free, but it was in the school. It did not have a layer system. You know, that's how.
God, I can only imagine.
We just had undos.
Undos.
Yeah, exactly.
Pain.
It's good enough for undos. Actually, the digital world, again, it grew from there, and right after Photoshop is where I start to look at the digital world more.
Right.
And believe it or not, at that time there were not much good 3D softwares. There was not much hardware that run 3D.
Right.
And I was an Apple user, and Apple had 0 3D softwares.
Remember that? Yes.
So everything was complicated. The day that I graduated from my university in Houston is the time that they injected 3D into the curriculum.
Okay. Oh, good timing. Really, guys?
So that was kind of strange for me. And basically, all my education right now, when it comes to 3D, is self-taught.
Self-taught, yeah.
I did not expect me to get into it. It was 100% by accident. I remember I saw a few images online that looked exciting and interesting, how they have done it, and it's like a couple of bottles, a couple of basic stuff, and then I thought that how do you get them looking so realistic?
So real, right.
So from there I was, I mean, the other problematic thing that I had back in the day, we didn't have YouTube with everybody so generously showing you how to do something.
Have to do it on your own, make your own mistakes, and learn from them. Oh my God, the amount of time.
بالضبط. And at that time, basically what I had like 600, 700 pages of books that, you know, if you see it, you'd see tags on whatever. So I have to go through it, test it out. Now the funny part is I had an advertising agency at some point, and in the ad agency we don't do anything related to 3D. It's like basic stuff like graphics, logos, I don't know what. Meanwhile, I was just practicing this around, I would say, 8 hours after working hours.
8 hours.
And my target was, I want to learn this when my friends were in the beach or you know, speed cars, or you know,
practicing.
I am practicing this thing. This is what I usually tell people, and this is a common issue that most of the newcomers have. They would tell me that, I've been doing this for such a long time, I'm still not getting better at it and all that. So I just asked them, so how many hours a day do you
Per
spend
day,
doing
yeah,
it?
An hour or two max.
Yeah, so 2 hours a day does not work.
That
If
doesn't
you
work.
want to speed up time, you will have to do a complete either 8 hours, and you know, you
That's
just have to be so passionate
crazy.
about. Yes,
That
yes,
is
it was crazy.
Crazy.
I wouldn't do it again.
But you did, and I'm really glad you did. I mean, thing is, like every time I read your name, whether it's in a video game or a TV show or a movie, you know, it's like, oh my God, that's Khalid Mharragi right there. I see his name. It's like, this is so crazy. It's felt like we are there with you. You know, you're carrying Bahrain all together through that name, Khalid Mharragi. And not only that, it's like I've been seeing your interviews. It's like where everybody's going to, you know, Autodesk Maya and 3D Max, you chose ZBrush and Lightwave.
Yes,
And
yeah.
that was your choice. And
Yes.
I'm like, really? But then the phenomenal work you've been doing with digital art is just crazy. Apparently you found your way to express yourself beyond limits. And it's just beautiful. How I see your character designs is like you put a lot of heart and soul into it. And if it's not for the color, you see it for the meaning. So how do you come up with that art?
See, if you, it's good that you know a lot of the things that I've been doing, and it's really nice for me to hear that. See, when we go about character or let's say storytelling in an image, the master is my dad. So my
Yes.
father, I've always had this remarks from different people saying that your father somehow can create in an image a full animation, but it's just a still image. So although I cannot reach to his level, he's still a master that is so complicated to
Respectfully, yes.
go to his level. However, I learned some of his touches where converting some of it into my 3D world. And I always like to have some kind of a story that I'm saying on my own, in my own way. Meanwhile, I try to balance things out to look the way that I have been taught by my father, by learning from how he has done things. Now, in time, I have shifted from complete 3D to getting to do more digital painting or combining both.
Right.
So recently, I'm sure you've seen some of my recent work.
Right.
It is, I mean, I still do the 3D. However, I believe that an artist in his time, he grows and develops and changes his techniques as he goes along. Because all of these are tools. In the past, when we did not have computer, the artist would be, I mean, not only in the past, but even now, there are artists that mix mediums. So you would mix oil painting with acrylics. So, and you have to know how to do that mix to get it to be seamless. Some artists mix pencils with watercolors, with gouaches, you know. And then in my case, I used to use, when I was doing manual, I would use airbrush with watercolors, with gouaches.
Wow.
So it's a combination. So nowadays, these tools are represented in a ZBrush, in a Lightwave, in a Maya, in a whatever other software that's out there. However, currently we are again shifting to new tools. So and you know, we can talk more about that. But the artist has to keep his arsenal moving.
Right.
Now the only problem with that is every product is specialized, and in time you forget things. It is so, it gets so heavy and complicated that you start to forget things. And somebody with my age, you know, it takes a while, Habibi. It takes a while for you to remember. So, you know, I have my videos, I have my tips, I have my things here and there. So I try to follow up with things. Now the key is that you learn the software and you spend enough years on a software. So when somebody comes up and says, I know 4 different applications or 4 different softwares, and I'm, you know, and then I have to ask them, so how much have you been using them? And then he says 2 years, and I say, for each one? No, he would say, for everything. So I say, you didn't learn it, buddy. You need to probably spend at least 4 years per software.
Yeah.
That's when you become
that relationship.
grounded in it, kind of a thing. Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. It's Just listening to you right now, it's like I'm listening to an experience of years and years right now. And I know there is no way we can actually do you justice with all the amazing work you've done, but we're super excited to see what's happening right now. Now with Mharagi Studios, not only now you do the paintings, but you went into motion graphics, animation, visual effects, and a lot of exciting things. But even though with all of that, you've been really known for your architectural work.
Yes.
Now what got you into that?
Okay, good question. That's a very good question. I got into architectural work because I was stuck.
Okay, I can imagine. Yes.
Okay, see, we live in an area, the GCC in general. Most of this part of the world does not have something relating to the cinema. So, so cinema is quite weak here, and when we talk about animation, it's a much more specialized kind of cinema. So we're not talking. If filming is way behind, then the animation is even more way behind.
Right.
So actually when we talk about the things that I like, I like doing story, characters and all that, and I have mastered a lot of these tools, and I've been well known internationally for a lot of these tools. Yes, you
are. Yes.
However, locally, there isn't jobs for that. So whoever says, you know, I went and I studied this and they just came back to do that, I would say in the last 17 years.
17 years.
It is very rare that people are interested to pay for such a thing.
That's painful.
So reality is, if you're going to do it on your own budget, do it.
Go for it.
But if you're waiting for people to pay you off, it doesn't matter. Go work in Hollywood, be somewhere else. So going back to the architecture, that was the next thing that was there. It's 3D.
Right.
There's renderings. There's an animation.
I'm home.
And people will pay for it. So, you know, let's do that. So for me, architecture, when I first started, I did not taste architecture because it's not something that it was my favorite thing. So I never wanted to be an architect. I never was interested in the field. However, I learned in time to understand the beauty of it, to understand how lighting and shadow works with these monuments that make things prettier. So I had to shift my thought process from just developing characters with nice facial hairs and effects and you know, and teeth coming out and all this, into something that looks exotic, beautiful, magical, I would say monumental are the words. So, and one of the first projects, I would just mention two of the first projects that we worked on was first Dirrat al-Bahrain.
Yes, amazing work.
And that was done, my friend, when there was no 64-bit systems. The RAM wasn't there. It was so complicated. We had to make it as simple as possible to get the maximum effect.
Oh, that's very challenging.
And then the second one that was exciting was the Bahrain World Trade Center.
Yeah.
And basically, and I always say this to people, there was a time that the architects and the developers and us were sitting debating whether there should be fans or should be without fans.
Unbelievable.
So they had a concern that the fans are going to make sound when it moves. So I've seen it without it, and you know, we've had to do all of these fix-ups on that. So that's how I started architecture. Meanwhile, like right now, we are developing new tools for marketing architecture. And you know, if you want, we can talk a little bit more about this, because I think you're going to ask me where's the future and all of that.
Well, you read my mind. I guess for sure. That's definitely it. It's beautiful, like, you know, seeing your work, and a lot of people say, oh, it looks real, but you are dangerously talented, you know? So the point is like, oh, it looks like Khadim Haragi's work now.
Yes.
I don't know how you make this happen, but to a certain point, you make things look more beautiful than reality.
Habibi. See, I don't want to say that my work looks real. It doesn't look real. I'm happy that you feel it looks real, and others, what I try to do, it's just an impression of a look that suits my taste.
Okay.
Because, you know, reaching to reality is either too complicated or it makes something looks dead. So I want to say that it's an impression of mine. I make it look interesting to look at, get the right lighting, shadows and mood to make it look appealing for the public or to whoever
Right.
is looking at it.
Right.
Meanwhile, the thought process on who is your audience on certain images is important too. So I try to reach to the targets of that
Right.
kind of a thing.
Amazing, amazing. I again, like even right now, the producers and directors, like we can spend forever listening to you. It's unbelievable.
Habibi.
But if you're gonna leave us with some teasers of the future and last words, what would that be?
Well, I'm not gonna. It's not exactly a teaser. We have recently, in the last, I would say, 2 years, have moved completely into gaming engines.
Yes. Wow.
So finish. I mean, the old ways are there. It is like talking about digital camera on
Right.
phone and you know how it used to be.
Right.
So we still can do the traditional things, but we had to move into programming and almost everything, all the new tools that we are working on today is on gaming engines. So we want the interactivity.
Wow.
So we're allowing now the sales to get to be interactive with their clients, and we're getting into tools where you can actually manipulate
Okay.
what the client can choose and mix together as they're looking at it. And this is the future of architecture.
Wow.
And you know that's how we're. That's where
Unreal
we're going.
Engine, Cry Engine.
It's on Unreal Engine.
Unreal Engine is
Yes.
with you. It's really gonna be unreal.
Habibi,
It's
Habibi.
unbelievable.
Actually, there's a small project that I just converted the Khamis Mosque
Okay.
into Unreal Engine. It's still not public. It's just for fun.
Oh my God.
We'll inshallah, we'll show it to you soon, inshallah.
My heart is beating right now. I'm
Habibi.
too excited for this,
Habibi,
but
Habibi.
again, it's been a pleasure and an honor to
It's-
be with you
it's
right
been
here.
mine, Habibi. Thank you.
Definitely.
So nice to meet you,
Oh,
and so
likewise.
nice to see you. We're looking forward to having you in the studio, inshallah.
Definitely. I need to try that. You know, I need to go into Khamis Mosque and just
Habibi.
see it in Unreal Engine. It's going to be
Habibi.
super
Habibi.
unbelievable. Thank you so much for being
Thank
with us
you
here
for
today.
inviting me. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Habibi.
Pleasure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this was it. A legendary interview with the legend himself, Khadim Haragi, right here on Bahrain Now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've made it to the finish line. A huge thank you to all of our guests for joining us, and a huge thank you to you for watching us at home. As always, be sure to reach out to us on our social media accounts shown below. We'll be loving hearing from you. So, this was Bara Abdallah. Till next time, Bahrain, good night and God bless.